What's going on, Geminites? GemMint here with the new comic book day reviews for Wednesday, December 16th. I have a huge stack of books here. I read 5 books digitally. And guys, this might be the last video before our big 100,000 subscriber milestone. We have a huge giveaway going on, so hit that subscribe and stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll tell you all about the prizes and what you got to do to enter. Before we get started, our friend Charles SIngh is crowdfunding his own independent comic book. Charles is a comic book news writer for the Screen Rant website and has recently been inspired to start his own page and his own comic book. The Night Watch is a digital comic about minority teens that come together to defend their neighborhood during a pandemic. Their neighborhood is cut off from the rest of the world, so it's up to them to protect the innocent. The book touches on socio-economic struggles of the lower class during a time of crisis and gives a voice to the voiceless. The book features artwork from De La Rama and it's being crowdfunded on GoFundMe right now. Check the link in the description below to back this independent project. All right, guys, let's jump into the digital books and make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video for my pick of the week. I think it's going to be a doozy. Let's start off with one of my favorite books that I'm reading right now. It's Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater. This is issue 4 from Image Comics, and I just love the backstory that he's giving these characters and this city where people don't die. They get hurt, but they heal really fast. You basically are immortal living in this city of Stillwater. You have artwork by Ramon K. Perez, and you have Mike Spencer on the book as well. This book explains to us how our main character left the city, grew up, and came back with his mother having not aged. So we get the whole history between the mother and how that all came about. It's a really great series. You guys, if you're missing out, definitely consider picking up the trade when this one comes out. Sticking with Image, we have Jonathan Hickman's Decorum with issue 6. You have Huddleston on the art, and the art is really what saves this book for me. I don't know what the hell's going on in the regular story, except for when it comes down to the mercenary assassin aspect. The whole space interaction of these beings that are looking for this egg, I'm really lost, but Hiddleston does an amazing job of like being 3 artists at once. You have these big black and white panels. You have these very art style, looks like it's painted artwork, which looks amazing. I'm just super confused on the story, which I guess is pretty typical for Hickman stuff. So if I know Hickman, he'll pull it together in the last couple issues, which I believe there are only 2 more. All right, next we got Big Girls, issue 5 by Jason Howard. Another great issue. This is the big kaiju book where these babies grow really large and then they turn into these grotesque monsters. But the females, the girls that grow really big, stay human, and they're kind of like the defenders of the city. Well, the kaiju aren't what everybody thought they were. They're not these mindless beasts. Some we're finding are able to talk. They have a leader, and there might be some redemption there. So that's kind of what's going on here. Definitely an exciting, fun story. It gives like a big monster book some more human feel to it. Although I don't think they've been able to reclaim the shock factor that they did with issue 1 with shooting that child in the head. But it's still a fun series nonetheless. Oh my God, the last one, Bomb Queen. Bomb Queen by Jimmy Robinson under Image Comics. This is only issue 4. Oh my God, it feels like the longest series ever. Super fun, XXX rated, violent, sexual, graphic content. You can't be sensitive to read this book politically, stuff with Trump. This one was really anti-Trump, I would say. But Bomb Queen is this big supervillain that's running against Trump as president for 2024. He's enacted some kind of thing to give himself a lifelong term. And the things they do in this book are just totally insane. But I love it, man. I think it's a very fun book. It's crazy. Man, I'm not even organized over here. All right, Valiant Comics. We have Rye issue 10. This is with Dan Abnett, Juan Jose Rip, Andrew Dahlhaus, and Dave Sharpie. So I love Valiant, love the guys over at Valiant, but man, I was super lost on this book. I'm not sure if I read issue 9 or not. I might be lost, but it seems like this book is the end of this volume, and I don't know if Dan Abnett's going to continue to write it. It kind of ends like Rye will return, but it's a little vague on it's like when or what. Is it the same storyline? Is it just going to be the next volume? I don't know, but I'm glad to see Valiant publishing books. I definitely like the Valiant universe. This book, I just kind of was confused on what the hell was going on. Moving over to Boom Studios, we have Power Rangers issue 2, Parrot, Mortorino, and Guillo. Power Rangers is dope. First of all, can I just say that Boom Studios, I think they have some of the best paper stock in the game. These comics feel really good. They have like a matte finish on the pages. You don't get that glare on them. Great artwork in this Power Rangers run. This is following the Omega Rangers, the 3 Rangers that left during the regular season and got taken over, the red, the black, and the yellow. They're in outer space with Lord Draken, and they get attacked by these kind of space vampires that can kind of, I don't know if they can make themselves intangible or what. They're very hard to kill. And yo, without giving spoilers here, Draken is kind of like no match for them too, man. So interesting new villain, great artwork, super clean, great coloring, awesome book. I'm digging the Power Ranger stuff for sure. Yo, same with Al Ewing's We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Who's on the artwork on this book? I don't have it on the front, but look at the cover. Amazing artwork. This is one that I cannot read digitally, man, because the blacks are so deep and it gets too glossy and shiny. On this paper, it looks amazing. The story's interesting too, man. We Only Find Them When They're Dead refers to space gods that these ships find, and they are autopsy ships. They harvest the bodies for their body parts, which are very valuable for whatever reason, the meat, the this, the that. But now this spacecraft, this captain, he has this obsession with wanting to find one alive, and we do. So pretty cool here, some inner turmoil, but a fun read. All right, moving over to DC Comics, we have Dark Knight's Death Metal issue 6, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. You also have Clapion and Placencia on this book. Awesome foil cover like they've been doing with the main series. And this is nearing the end of this mini-series, which kind of feels like a maxi series with all the tie-ins. So basically, the final battle between the Batman Who Laughs and Perpetua, and we're kind of getting a glimmer of what the heroes could possibly do to win and what the secret weapon is going to be. What's the Achilles heel of Batman Who Laughs? What makes the dark multiverse buckle? So we get all that here. You have awesome Capullo pencils. It looks amazing. I love how he draws the characters. Long-haired Superman with his apocalyptic dark side arm. Batman with the Black Lantern ring and Wonder Woman. So it's fun. I'm a little over the run. I'm wanting to see the ending, and I'm ready for Future State. But it was a good issue. Moving over to Endless Winter. So part 4 picks up in the pages of Aquaman, which is funny. It's landing Mars, Medoncia, Santucci, Placencia, and Prianto. I don't know why it's Aquaman 66. It should have been just like a one-shot special like the Superman, because they just took over the run anyway. So the Aquaman book is Aquaman's part of Endless Winter, him teaming up with Mera to basically call in some reinforcements from deep down under the sea there. Great issue, man. Great artwork. We kind of are getting more backstory in each of these issues about the Frost King and who he is and what could potentially help defeat him. And that really comes into fruition in Justice League issue 58, which is part 5 of Endless Winter. Same creative team. And, you know, I kind of see the theme that they're going for here and how they're going to beat the Frost King. Let's just put it like this. Flash kind of gives you a foreshadowing in the part 1 of this series where he's asking all of the Justice League people about family. So I see what you guys are doing. I did like this issue too. I like these parts, were my 2 favorites so far in the Endless Winter storyline. Not a big, huge event, but it's pretty fun with great artwork. I kind of like where they're going with it. All right, then we have another Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Now, last week, I mentioned I wasn't going to pick up the next one, which was the Wonder Woman War of the Gods. But that one came out already, and I guess they messed up the order. This one is Crisis on Infinite Earths, so I thought I would pick this one up. I'm a fan of that story, even though it's still a little confusing to me with Earth 1, Earth 2, what the new Earth that arrives. And that's kind of what happens here. Instead of the ending, or instead of the plot of Crisis on Infinite Earths, it goes askew into a dark multiverse. This is basically Surtur inducing Ragnarok on this Earth. Now, it's very similar to the Surtur of the Marvel Universe because this is from mythology. Both publishers kind of share it. But I thought it was a super cool battle, high stakes, people dying, and kind of a Silver Surfer Galactus type of ending here, which I didn't really see coming. But very good artwork here. These are kind of like thicker, almost trade paperback size books. This one was written by Orlando with art from Perkins and Troy. So I was liking this one. All right, Batman's Grave, issue 12 out of 12. This is the last issue from the Warren Ellis maxi series. You have Brian Hitch and you have Sinclair. I didn't like the ending. They didn't stick the ending. I don't know what the purpose of this maxi series was. The villain thing at the end, I kind of even forgot who the villain was or what it was all about. I just remember this run had really good banter between Alfred and Bruce. Had very cinematic fight scenes, which this one does have as well. Kind of a shock ending, but just kind of fell flat, man. I don't really recommend Batman's Grave. I don't get it. I don't know what the point was. All right, so Rorschach issue 3, Tom King, Jorge Fornes, and Dave Stewart. So Rorschach issue 3, at first when I was reading it, I was like, man, this is kind of slow, this is kind of boring, but it started to really pick up, and I really enjoyed it when I got finished with this issue. This gives you backstory on Rorschach's sidekick, the female character that he's running around with, her as a kid, her father kind of raising her in this post-apocalyptic world where in 1985 the squids came from the original Watchmen series, right? So talking about what happened to her mother, and he's kind of nonchalant about, hey, the squids got her, had to kill her, teaching her how to shoot and things like that. A lot of back and forth with timelines and this character who's reading about this while at a diner, and I still don't really grasp who that character was. I think it was somebody investigating Rorschach, but I did enjoy this issue though. It was good. The last one from DC, we have Batman issue 105, James Tynion IV, Deuce, Martinez, Pagualin, Mickey, and Baron. So Gotham isn't big enough for the three of them, referring to Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter. This is the last issue, basically, of this series. We have Future State next, and I don't know when they return on this book. Will it renumber, or will it pick up with 106? But it was a really cheesy ending that I really, really liked. So cheesy. Everything kind of just falls into place. But I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for cheesy, kind of happy endings. And I thought it was a great issue, kind of a therapy session between Harley Quinn and her would-be murderer, the Clown Hunter, and of course the finale with Batman and Ghost Hunter, or Ghost Maker. I always get those confused. But amazing artwork. This is Jimenez? No, it's a different artist, but the artwork was amazing on this book, and I like the cheesy little ending. Moving over to Marvel, we have New Mutants issue 14, Vita, Ayala, and Reyes. And let me tell you something. This book had, I think, some of the best artwork out of all the books this week. I really like the artwork, and I'm just a little surprised that there's a third. Is this a third writer now on New Mutants? At first, it was Jonathan Hickman sharing this with Ed Neeson. Am I saying that? Breeson? I don't know. I got it wrong. Anyway, what's even going on in this story? You know, the story I didn't really love. It was kind of forgettable for me, but I think a lot of it is like, listen, man, these kids are getting restless on Krakoa. Some are getting depressed. Some are hurting themselves. We need to be like training. We need to be doing stuff. So that's kind of what's happening here. And then like the New Mutants, the veteran New Mutants kind of going and doing a little sparring scrimmage match. So the story was just okay, but I think the artwork was immaculate in this book. X-Force issue 15, Benjamin Percy, Kasara, and Guru EFX. Yo, this was my pick of the week the whole time until the last book that I read. I love this issue. I might even do a solo spoiler review on it. You see Omega Red on the cover here. This wraps up Beast whistleblowing and kind of snitching on Colossus because he's Russian and these Russian spies attack Krakoa. So we get the conclusion of that. We get more involved with Omega Red, obviously another Russian, right? But from the Wolverine run and tying in with this X-Force run, we get progress there, and it's just really awesome, man. I really dug this issue. Great artwork as well. I think both of these Reign of X titles had really, really good artwork, and I can't wait to talk more about what happens in this book. Check to see. I'll probably do a separate review for it. Next up, we have Immortal Hulk 41, Al Ewing with Bennett, Jose, Barbo, and Mounts. I love the cover. I like Thing and Hulk sitting at the diner, and this is a Thing versus Hulk issue, which I really did like. The only thing I don't like is Hulk is like this scrawny, gangly, lanky type of character, and he gets his ass whooped by the Thing. But, you know, it's all part of the story, and it kind of also ties in with another Immortal Hulk book we'll talk about later. But I kind of like, I forget who even took place of Banner. I think it's Joe Fixit's human persona finally ends up having a conversation with the Thing. But, you know, you see a vulnerable child like Hulk. That's what this lanky Hulk is. He's a child, and that's what Joe Fixit has to yell at the Thing for. But the great artwork that you could expect out of this run, it almost gives me like Alan Moore Swamp Thing vibes, the art style here, and I really dig it. Bro, Darth Vader issue 8, Pac, Inenso, and Menon. This is an underrated series. This is a slept-on book. Look at this cover. It gives me Berserk vibes. It almost looks like a Bellet and this kind of apostle-looking demon creature on the top here. Basically, this whole issue is Darth Vader fighting and, you know, fighting to prove himself, fighting to survive with this kind of mind control spider thing, kind of in a volcano. Artwork is dope. Story is fast-paced, action-packed, and I loved it. All right, Wolverine, Black and White and Red All Over. No, Black, White, and Blood, issue 2. This is 3 short stories. You have Vita Ayala with Greg Land. Is it Solomon Ahmed with Walker, Chris Claremont with La Roca, and Leaston with D. Armada. So I guess it had 3 issues. Yeah, this is just short stories, black and white, except for the blood. I liked Vita's story, man. The Wolverine versus Sabretooth in the Woods. You got to love that. Some of the other stories I'm trying to think of, I'm drawing a blank. I think there was a Patch story with Patch and Kate Bishop and Madripoor. I'm kind of drawing a blank on the rest because of the short stories that don't really matter and have stakes. I'm kind of just in it for the artwork. All right, guys. Then we got 3 King and Black tie-ins before I get into my pick of the week, and I'm happy to report that they all tie in and they all make sense and they all deserve the King and Black tie-in here. We got Black Cat issue 1 by McKay, Villa, and Reber. I'm trying to remember what happens here. So basically, Black Cat's pulling a heist and then Null happens, right? So when that happened, where she was during that time, her coming to the front line, assisting Captain America and the Avengers and the X-Men, and they get their asses whooped. So she's kind of got to run away, and I forget why she runs away. Does she run away to find Spider-Man or something like that? I don't really remember, but it does tie in with King and Black, so I was happy that that was the case. Great artwork here, King and Black type of artwork, a lot of symbiote dragons and symbiote stuff going on. So that was Black Cat. Symbiote Spider-Man by Peter David, back in the game, hardcore, man. Greg Land and Jay Leaston with Frank D. Armada. So Symbiote Spider-Man deals with the Black Knight and obviously ties in with the King in Black as well. And he's wearing a symbiote, so his symbiote is kind of semi-connected to the hive mind here. But this was more of a setup for what's going to happen with the Black Knight more than anything. There's some kind of weird shadow-type symbiote villain in this issue, and it does tie in with that whole Kang the Conqueror and Rocket cameo that we saw at the end. I don't know if it was Symbiote Spider-Man issue 1 or another tie-in, but it was a good issue nonetheless. Then you have the Immortal Hulk one-shot. This is by Al Ewing as well with Cooter, Martin, and Arceniga. Now, this was a silent issue, no dialogue, and it kind of is like a Christmas special, but it's also pretty dark and serious. So you have Immortal Hulk, the childlike Hulk that I mentioned, the gangly, lanky Hulk, kind of sees a Christmas setup behind glass of a department store and breaks in, but also Null happens right around this time as well, and some symbiotes kind of merge 3 guards together to make this big triple guard symbiote monster that tries to attack Hulk. So there's a battle, and then it all just kind of ends in one-shot fashion, I should say, like a kind of like a Christmas special. So just know that going in, it doesn't really matter for the main King in Black, and there's no dialogue. So just so you know. Guys, this pick of the week is so crazy. Before we jump into the pick of the week, check out our sponsor, that's SpidermanBooth.com. They got the $30 mystery boxes where you're guaranteed 5 comics of retail value, but one of those boxes is going to include the giveaway prize of this Fantastic Four Annual 6, a book that I love, the first appearance of Annihilus, the birth of Franklin Richards. This is graded at a 6.0 and is also signed by Stan Lee and Joe Sinnott. Make sure to use the code GEMMINT at checkout to save $10 off of the $30 box as a one-time use per customer. You'll get comics either way, and you might win this key issue. All right, so anyway, like I said, the pick of the week was going to be X-Force the whole time. But this was the last issue that I read out of this entire haul, and I was like, holy shit, this is the pick of the week. Taskmaster issue 2. Yo, I cannot believe it. McKay, Vitti, and Guru EFX. This was an amazing issue. Taskmaster versus Hyperion, an epic battle. And I love how Taskmaster doesn't take himself too seriously. He says something along the lines in this book, oh, I'm shaking in my pirate boots. Like, he gets that his costume is ridiculous. He even mentions that in issue 1. The premise of this is that he's framed for killing Maria Hill, so Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, is hunting him down. Nick Fury is working with him to try to clear his name because he knows he didn't kill Maria Hill. Now, why can't Nick Fury just tell Black Widow to back off? I don't know. It's unclear. But for whatever reason, Taskmaster gets jumped by Hyperion while he's beating the hell out of Agent Phil Coulson in a comic book shop on New Comic Book Day Wednesday. I got to do a whole video about this, man. There's just so much fun in this book. The artwork was amazing. The fight scenes were brutal. And it was just a fun book from front to back. I love this issue. And I can't believe it made my pick of the week. Let me know what your pick of the week was in the comments down below. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We are at 100,000K. Like, we're going to hit it by this Thursday or Friday for sure. So basically what that means is this Sunday's live stream is going to be the 100,000 subscriber giveaway. We have 10 gifts, man. We have the 2 Vampirella statues. That's going to go to one winner. We got the Nano Gauntlet from Hot Toys, the life-size gauntlet that was sent to us by Sideshow Collectibles. XM Studios is donating their Joker Orochi. Figurama is donating their Thor Ragnarok 1/6 scale Dio. PCS Collectibles is donating their 1/3 scale Rambo. Prime One Studio donated their entire DC Comics line for their Cutie 1 line. We have 3 Marvel Omnibus that are still sealed. Van Omnibus Volume 3, Captain America by Brubaker Volume 1, Marvel Horror Lives Again, and lastly, we got that gift card with the mystery amount from cheapgraphicnovels.com. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pick 10 videos where I promoted this giveaway. There's only been a handful of videos since the 97.5K giveaway. So I'm going to pick 10 videos, use a YouTube random comment generator, and pick 10 winners worldwide. Doesn't matter who you are, as long as you are subscribed to this channel and you would have had to have commented to enter. So make sure you hit all those videos, man, because we're going to do that drawing this Sunday for sure. That's all I got for you today. I appreciate the hell out of you. Make sure to check out my other new comic book day reviews in the playlist to the right. And as always, stay minty fresh. Peace.